What is up, blockchain gang? A little bit of a different video here today. I just wanted to give you a quick tour of one of my most important tool bags as a mobile mechanic. If we spin this around, yes, this might be a little clickbaity, but in this bag there is, including the cost of the bag, about $200 that I have invested. And the reason why I say it is worth over $100,000 is because of the distribution problem that the parts industry has. So if you wanted to go in and say get one of these little pins here, right, to complete a repair because your new part didn't come with one, or it was missing, or it was broken, the old one's in bad shape, and so you go to get a new one. This costs like a fraction of a penny, okay, and you only need one, but you're gonna go to a parts store, and if you're a mechanic, you got to drive out of your way, take time out of your day, and it's up to you if you charge the customer for that. But you're not going to get this for a penny, you're going to get this for $1, and you're not going to be able to buy one. You're going to have to buy 6 of them for $6. So simply by having all these parts on hand, I can save my customers a ton of money. Now, when I worked for an unnamed repair shop, they would charge on average $20 for these items. Whenever something broke, whenever they were fixing something and a pin popped, and they would either zip tie it and say, it, or they would go have their service writer write up a zero labor charge shop item from the shop inventory, and typically they'd be $19.99, even though these all cost less than a penny. So we're going to go ahead and go through things. On a modern vehicle, there's 30 to 40,000 different components. About 10,000 of those components are actually just fasteners, things that clamp things together and hold the other parts together. So of course, I've got a little bit of electric tape. These are different lengths of triple-sided tape here. If you can't duck it, then it. But of course, we've got advanced zip tie technology, little plastic clips for electrical holders. These are electrical holder and zip tie combinations. More electrical holders. I've got some vacuum tubing. Usually it's for like windshield wiper fluid and a few squirters in there, but you can use it for other applications as well. Some more zip ties, can never have enough of those. These are LED lights, basically every light that you could think of. There's a couple in there in case people want to upgrade it. I don't really like upgrading because you got to usually add resistors and do extra work and make extra charges, but if you're replacing an LED, I already saw those guys. We got hose clamps, all various different sizes. I mean, you can reuse many of these things. So like I said, you go up to buy a fuse. I mean, what is this? 282 pieces. This was $6. So I definitely paid, quite a bit for each one of these fuses. And it's really more of the time and not nickel and diming your customer, because like I said, if it costs me money, I have to pass those costs on to the customers. I'll never forget, I fixed a woman's air conditioning, and my manager demanded, instead of just including the 1-cent O-ring that she needed after she paid $180 for a diagnosis on her AC system, they insisted we pimp up the charge another $20 for that O-ring. Well, she came back a day later, it was still blowing warm, and she needed one more O-ring, so they charged her another $20 just to find where the second O-ring was leaking, and it's just criminal and abusive. These are body rivets. I'll probably never use them, but I got them. These are for all different kinds of connectors, key hoses and stuff like that. If I have to repin an electrical connector, I break an electrical connector. I could zip tie it together, but I could also do it the right way. I've got this really neat wireless soldering gun. I'm just always looking for chances to use it. All different size washers. We're into bolts. These are your tiny standard metric bolts. These are your hardened, strengthened bolts that are much heavier duty applications. Back here I've got fusible links that I can tap into in case we want to install any accessories. Over here I've got a bunch of different connectors and fasteners that can work, some seal all goop stuff. I've got some steel stick and other stuff. These are just regular fasteners. And then over here I've got some other smaller hose clamps. So like I said, all of these parts together, if you had to go into the parts store and get them, would definitely cost over $100,000. But if you were paying for each one of these individual components to be added to your vehicle at a shop or a dealership, it's probably closer to $1 million. So I don't consider that clickbait. I consider that doing business in an efficient way, because I'm not just ripping off my customers alone with the increased cost and the waste of my time by not having these products on hand. I'm also passing on a much higher sales tax. And so I'd rather just not have to have a retail merchant license, give them the discount I receive on parts, and make up for that in labor and still beat anybody's invoice around. So have these parts on hand if you're working on cars every day. They will get you out of a bind. They will save you time. They will save your customers money. And imagine if you had to pay 9% sales tax on that $1 million in parts just because they're passing on their retail tax to you, including all of that extra markup. Drive safe out there. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.